Are we going to be talking about war, gentlemen?
Probably.
Is this what we're talking about tonight? Yes, we're going to be talking a little bit about war because we had some dressing down of generals earlier this week. We are not going to abide by calling our nations battle-tested warriors fatsos and beardos because I resemble that remark. So instead, we're going to be showing some comic books, talking about some current events, talking about what we picked up, and we're going to start the show off with top 10. But hey, everybody, you know what time it is. It's Friday, you bastards.
The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic book community. Comic creators and comic fans, tonight you are seen, heard, recognized, because comics are for everyone. Live from Miami, Florida, broadcasting around the world, this is the Not Near Mint Show.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. It's the end of the week. It's the first week of October, so we're going to be showing later this month some horror comics, some keys and first appearances of that, but I think we're going to start out the week by showing the top 10, but how's everybody been this week?
Been great. I came back from my trip from Toronto, renewed and refreshed, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I was at Chattanooga Comic-Con last weekend. Got a nice little stack. So I don't have them with me this week because it was last week, and I missed the show last Friday because I was gone. But I did post a video of last week's pickup, so you can see that stuff there.
We did see that. Even commented on one of the videos. You're putting out a lot of videos lately. You've more than doubled the amount of followers that you've had since you've even been on this show here. So your channel's been blowing up.
Yeah.
Man, people, if you are not subscribed to him, you can find him on both BlueSky as well as YouTube. I'll drop this in the chat in a little while. But he is KSF PhD because he is a doctor. And we like having a doctor in the house these days.
Thank you very much for the plug. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm almost at 300. Hard to believe.
Just give it till what, Monday? If you have a day off where there's not much to do, we're probably going to notice people go, well, let's look at YouTube, whatever. And people will.
That's something entirely different.
LubeTube.
I think I just coined a whole new term. If it's not invented yet, I'm sure one of those other tubers out there can make it happen. And we got Tacoma.
Hey,
buddy, welcome back.
Strong enough. You're not man enough.
Coming in hot.
So I know you've gotten a whole lot. Yeah. It's end of the week.
It's a nice show, by the way. I would recommend it. It's not too crowded. The convention hall is really big, and the aisles are wide. That's fantastic. And there weren't ridiculous lines for the creators like there were at the Huntsville show in the spring. So highly recommend it.
Who were some of the key guests? They
didn't have a lot of huge ones. They had Jim Zub there, which I was kind of psyched about. He's the writer on Conan, among other things. And there weren't a lot of A-listers, honestly, not a lot of big celebrity guests. There's a lot of local people and stuff like that, but that's all right. I'm not there for the guests. I'm being selfish. I'm just there to dig through boxes, and I had pretty good luck.
Yeah, you can get stuff a lot cheaper there than A, eBay, B, Instagram, and C, our local comic shops that charge for nostalgia and just a little over FMV. Yeah, you're probably going to do better there.
Yeah, every vendor was doing 25% off. And then if I bought a stack of 4 or 5, they would give me even a break off of that. I couldn't complain at all.
Nice.
They just want to move product instead of going, I've held on to this for a long time, so I should charge more. I'm like, I could get this on eBay for less. Why are you here?
I don't get that either.
Well, do you think we should run through the top 10 and show some of the books that we picked up this week? Because I have behind me, where I just scared the hell out of my cat. Sorry, bud. I have 2 big stacks of nothing but war comic book keys that I'll save to the end of the show. Picked up some back issues. It's not a ton of stuff, but we got the top 10. So I guess here we go. Now, the way that I always start this off to everybody that has not seen this before, this is the first week of October. I run this week by week on Thursdays. I wind up running CLZ if you have a subscription to CovrPrice, and it's linked together in CLZ. You can hit this value update button, and it regularly updates based off of at least one sale off of eBay, Heritage, what have you. So these are the wildest value swings up or down. We always start with the bottom 5. And again, these are based off of all of, yes, I look like a Disney character. You don't want to know where the basis of Disney characters and where this came from. They were minstrel shows, and people forgot about it, and they kept on with the cartoons with the gloves. So here we go. We're going to show, based off my 27,000 comics here, the top 10. So these are the ones that went down the most. And of course, my camera has to get knocked off a little bit. So these went down the most. And we're going to start off with Green Lantern, number 76, volume 2. Now, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I do shorts every day, but on Saturdays are a special day. That's when I do comic book collecting tips. And this one is about, of all things, tape pull. We've all done it. This one I actually bought this way. But yeah, there's a thing that we have to use when it comes to comic books, and it's not this kind of Scotch tape. Scotch tape, you're going to have to be very careful with this, because if you make a mistake, you don't try and remove this just with your fingernail. You're going to need a heat gun or some... or even a hair dryer. You don't need to go that high tech. Hey, Mike Myers. So we go with painter's tape. Painter's tape is a great idea. It doesn't pull that hard. And if you do accidentally stick it to a book, just like Michael over here, we work with
This is what tape looks like, people. This is what it looks like.
It's funny how everybody uses something different. I'm looking for mine. There it is.
I use Gorilla Glue on my comic books. Maybe not everybody uses Gorilla Glue.
Make sure they aren't going anywhere.
I use double-sided tape. It minimizes takes a few variables away.
I was kidding about Gorilla Glue. I think you're serious about the double-sided.
No, I am. Absolutely.
You're scaring me. Save it for Halloween. Halloween.
I'm already frightened. This is worse than any horror movie I could imagine talking about that. In any case, this is going to be part of the video tomorrow. So we're going to be talking about tape pulls and how to prevent that. And mostly it's just use painter's tape. I mean, there you go. You can watch the video tomorrow, and I hope you do, because those videos perform pretty well. Unlike my new comic book day video that didn't even pop 30 yet. So this is the 10th. This is number 10. So this came out in 1970 at a fine, very fine 7.0 raw. This dropped the most. Somebody picked it up for $429, which still seems a little high right now, considering how much everything has dropped. But nevertheless, this thing dropped $131. So somebody got themselves a deal. This thing would have been real high grade if it wasn't for the fact of this tape pull. But I got this at a deal back in 2016 for about $125. So sometimes you just wait for things and you get it. That's number 10. Here you go. Number 9. Marvel Superheroes presents first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have Kevin that has it.
The previous one.
Oh, and the previous one.
I got
Am
this
I
one
supposed
too.
to have a dotted sign? Is that the new game?
Yeah, just very crude, but if I don't have it, I do this. If I do have it, I do this.
Oh, I'm trying to put this in here. There we go. All right. So, yeah, this is your brain. This is your brain on tape. Use your brain. Not everybody uses their brain, but it's preferable. Hey, we got Stephanie. Hey, madam. And Mike Myers. All beautiful souls. Thank you. And Immortal Biggie Shack. Thank you for watching, buddy. Been a while. Hopefully I get to see you again soon. We got to have him on the show at some point. All right, back to this. So this thing also dropped just because likely we're not hearing much about anything Guardians of the Galaxy wise MCU. We're not even really seeing any ongoing series as far as the Guardians of the Galaxy are concerned. I mean, they're doing Imperial right now, but there's so many events going on at Marvel, things are getting lost in the shuffle. So this thing dropped this week. And if you wanted to find a very fine 8.0 raw copy from 1968, $114. It dropped. It
That's
dropped
crazy.
70. Now, if I told you how much I paid for this, it was back in 2022. It was about $300. But see, that's the thing about getting all these books here. We're not trying to buy and flip. Most of us that are getting all this stuff, when you have a room that's as large as mine is, we're not flippers. We're getting it for the long game. We're fans. We want to keep it. I can't just let go of this. This is like one of my babies. But still, you can get it for less, $114 for a pretty high grade book this week. Number 8, Tales of Suspense 57. I mean, Jeremy Renner did say he was coming back to the role, but we haven't really heard where,
That's
when.
53 there.
Hmm?
That's 53 right there.
What did I put the wrong number in this. This is what happens when you try doing things quick at the end of the day.
It's just scary that I know that just
Oh
by
my
looking
God,
at it.
I even picked the wrong book. So
Yeah,
I pulled the
didn't think
wrong
that
book.
looked like Hawkeye's first appearance. Where's Hawkeye? He's
Okay,
hiding.
so this is why we should also maybe call this the train wreck show, because occasionally I make mistakes. I was trying to pull things quick, and it's like going to the store where it's the meat section, and you're trying to pull out some cheese, and instead you bring home pepperoni.
What?
That was on your
What?
thumbnail.
Hey, you're gonna get to see me
It's like
pull
when you're
forward.
going to the store and you're trying to get milk and you bring home condoms. You know, guys. You know how that happens.
Oops.
All right, Tales of Suspense. Here we go. Where is it? Bingo.
Sexy view of your feet here. Nice.
Yeah.
Pay
The
extra
foot
for that.
finishers are going crazy right now. Crazy.
Oh yeah, people love watching me pull books out of this box.
Ugh. That's why Rob's so strong. All his muscles.
No, I mean, who needs to work out too much when we're throwing around long boxes all the time?
They're
Oh,
like
there.
10.
That looks like Hawkeye.
There you go.
Now I have the correct book. I would hope. All right, so back to the show after making that desperate mistake. Tales of Suspense 57, first appearance of Hawkeye and third appearance of Black Widow. This would be like the second Black Widow. So this thing dropped too. It dropped $69 all the way down to $263. So if you're looking for a first Hawkeye, at least that would be a bit easier this past week. So 1964, a VG minus conviction, and yeah, you could get a pretty nice copy. Now, that one was not the next book because I made a mistake, and at least I own up to it. But number 7 is Fantastic Four. Number 13 is the first appearance of the Watcher and the first Red Ghost. Now, Kevin has got it. Not got it. He does not have it.
No.
Well, I think you can imagine why this dropped this week. Now that Fantastic Four is on home video, Red Ghost did not make an appearance in the movie. He was only referenced, kind of like Diablo, and that was just so weird why you would say it and not show it. Come on, folks. Oh, but it would slow down the movie. Socrates wrote a nice little thing where he said, don't bring a cannon onto the stage unless you plan on using it. So this thing is dropped. So how badly did it drop? Another VG minus copy, 3.5 raw from 1963. It dropped $63. Somebody got it for the amount of days in the year, $365. Now this is another drop. House of Secrets, and I still made a mistake somehow. How do I make these mistakes? House of
First man
Secrets
thing, right?
number
2 strikes. 1 more strike. I get to take over.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're throwing fastballs right down the pipe too.
This is not an April 1st episode. No, this is me in a rush trying to get things thrown together because it's been a long week. So House of Secrets 92, first appearance of Swamp Thing, the first one that we knew of, because the next one becomes not Alex Olsen. Alex Olsen is this one. He does not have it. Probably soon, because this thing dropped. Not too bad, but it's kind of frightening the dollar count that it came out to. Dropped $47 for a VG minus copy, 1971, $666 somebody paid.
That was intentional.
666.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, okay, I'm not going to go $1 above this. Holy shit, I got this. I guess I'm going to hell. All right, those are the ones that dropped. Here are the ones that went up. We're going to start out with the beginning of the Bronze Age. Amazing Spider-Man ASM 122, Death of the Green Goblin, beginning of Marvel's Bronze Age of comics. I can't imagine why this has gone up this week.
I will respectfully disagree with that first Bronze Age comic, but that's okay.
Would you call that 121?
No, I think the first Bronze Age Marvel book is Conan #1.
Really? Okay.
I really think so. That's it. You know, it's all relative, but just my personal choice is that. But
it's arbitrary, isn't it?
It is very.
I have no dog in this fight, but I really want to take a position.
I'm sorry, 7.
Go ahead.
Take a position.
I also don't have any answers, but here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Just the first comic I found, nowhere near a Bronze Age book.
That's fair.
Okay.
I told you I had no dog in this fight, then you guys all took me seriously. I was like, wait, what?
I don't know. I was expecting you to go on a rant, and I'm like, I am here for it.
You know, everybody agrees on the first Golden Age and Silver Age, but Bronze Age, there's so much debate about it for both Marvel and DC, and I would argue that it's different for Marvel and DC. There's not just one book.
Thanks, Cliff. I even classified different ages of comics, which right after I finish the top 10, I'm going to run it as a scroll down below because I haven't done it in a while, where there's more than just the modern age that began in the 90s with right around Deadpool era in the early 90s that ran for the next 30 years, whereas every other age is broken up by 10, 15 years at most. Yeah, we need to classify like the Iron Age. Yeah. It's a discussion.
Rob,
I'm not getting into
Rob,
it.
do you agree with me then that my take is that the modern age started with the Image Boys, and it's still modern age, and it hasn't changed.
For the most part, I would call the 90s the extreme age.
I think saying it started with the Image is a pretty good place because the rise and the power of the indie stuff. But I think there's got to have been something else. I don't want to say postmodern. I don't want to ever be accused of saying postmodern, but I think we've probably gone past that and we're somewhere else. I don't know where we are right now, but there might be some good conversation there. Maybe
sounds like another show there, Rob.
That
might be our discussion next week.
Yeah.
The new ages of comic books. We're going to vote on that. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Next book. So this one here, it went up. It came out in 1973. I say this is the beginning of the Bronze Age. I don't say it. This is just how I'm reporting it. This is what the price guides have said. So I'm just reporting it as I see it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to make up my own stuff. That'll come later. So for a 7.0 fine, very fine raw copy, $234. It has gone up 38. But again, there's a ton of these out there, so you give it a little bit of time, and yeah.
Do you have that one, Kevin?
I do not. I have 121, but I don't have 122. And I find 122 to be a little scarcer in the wild than 121 is for whatever reason.
And the 121 costs more somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Go figure. Yeah. Huh. I mean, it's like Hulk 181. There's about 700,000 to 800,000 of them out there, but yeah, it's still $1,000 book.
Yeah, little teaser. I got a video coming out soon of the 5 books that I think are overvalued, and you can take a wild guess what I think the first number 1 is.
Man, this week, I don't know how many people are trying to pick up variant stuff or made-to-order books from stores, but there were these Magic the Gathering Amazing Spider-Man books that started out at like $200, and if you go into a lot of these shops now, you can get them for about $50. They just crashed in price because people thought there were less of them than there were, and wow, the drop-off was hard. What was this? The death of GS and GG, end of the silver and end of the innocence for Spidey. That's about right. The ratio variant era. I like that. Hey, Sleepy Reader. Long time, buddy. We're just going through the top 10 here of things that are all based in my books. So this Doctor Doom first solo story, this thing has been up, down, but mostly it's been really up in the last 5-6 years. This was a book you could easily get for about $50 before 2020. And then top 10 lists started populating YouTube and it started going up, 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 because we're going to be golden. Right?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
At least you've seen the movie.
Yes, Derpy. Yes, Derpy.
I got that one. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah. So this thing, how badly did it go up? $46. Came out in 1969, a 7.0 fine, very fine copy. $450.
Ew, boo.
No.
That's excessive, but okay. I mean, I can understand why somebody would want this because it's a black cover, which are hard to maintain, but people are still even paying stupid amounts of money for the lower tier, low grade copies. Just save a little bit more and pay a little bit more and make sure you don't have that regret later on for going, oh, I just wish I got a better copy. You never regret.
I call it the Doom tax these days. You got to pay the Doom tax.
Yeah.
Doom tax. I also call it the nostalgia tax. I call it the tax on, I've been storing this at my comic shop for the last 40 years. Bullshit. You bought this last week from a collector. If you had it for 40 years, you would have sold it a long time ago. Number 3, we have Our Army at War, number 81, the first appearance of Sergeant Rock, but they call him Sergeant Rocky. They call him Sergeant Rock for 2 panels in issue 82, and somehow, somewhere along the lines between the 80s and 90s, 83 became the first true appearance of Sergeant Rock. I call bullshit. Yeah, I can say that word now. We're past 15 minutes. So this was the one that gets the facsimile treatment. When it gets the facsimile treatment, people get it. And this thing dropped off after the movie was not necessarily canceled, but it just seems like it's not in production anymore through James Gunn. So this thing dropped enough where it was about a $250 book for a time. It's come up, came out in 1959, a VG minus copy for what a lot of war collectors would consider a grail, $339. It is up $91. Number 2, we're going into Halloween season. This is the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. I even picked this up during a whale auction, which this is really difficult to pick up when you're wearing gloves. There you go. I needed a little naked. All right, there we go. So issue 2, Marvel Spotlight, first appearance of Werewolf by Night, came out in 1972 in a 5.0 raw, which is very good and fine. I hate these split sort of ratings. It just, back in the day in the 70s, no collector were calling it by numbers. They weren't splitting the grade. But that's neither here or there because somebody paid $105 more than they did last week, $235. Yeah, this was a book you could get for just a little over $100 a couple weeks ago. Wow. But hey, it's Halloween, and Halloween, you pay that premium. So here's our number 1 book.
Do you think the price goes up when there's a full moon?
Namor butt.
Sometimes. We got our Namor.
Downy and down.
There we go.
Hey, that's America's ass right
That's
there.
America's ass.
This is Atlantis's ass.
Well, you know.
Well, it's the second appearance of Puppet Master, but we know why people really get this for. What Sue Storm is looking at, and this is why the women love Namor. You know, Roman spelled backwards.
The scales of justice.
Oh, wow, I can't even think of that. He'll sit on you. You know, what kids back when I was a child growing up would say I would do to someone else. So this came out in 1963 in a 5.0, very good, fine, raw. It's up the exact same amount that the book. Wait, I must have written this wrong. Of course I did, because I make mistakes all the damn time when I'm trying to write this list these
that's
days.
3 strikes for Rob. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
This is the last book.
Good thing it is the last book, because I'm going back to my value update to go, okay, I just have to open it up. All right, so this went up $107 rather, to make it $277, which still means that you could have gotten this book just the other week for just a little bit over $100. Holy crap. Still, early Fantastic Four is a great thing to own if you're able to do it, because is Jack Kirby through and through. And again, this list is to help collectors and readers determine if you should, pick up a book or not. And if it's too much for you, you wait 6 months or 6 weeks after initial top 10 list. And if it's still up there, you wait 6 months. After 6 months, if it's still up, at that point, you just go, I better just buy it because it's not coming down. Those are the top 10. And I was asked just a little bit earlier if we could make sure that Tacoma goes first when we're showing some comics.
Somebody's got a birthday dinner to go out to tonight, so I got to go.
Your 5th birthday this year, Ian.
I like
addicted
dinner. What
to
can I
being
say?
the birthday boy.
Look, do I usually dress like this? No. When I do, there's a good reason. Student told me this morning, she goes, it's a good joke?
She says,
imagine if April Fool's was really on April 2nd, and they've just been messing with you all this time.
Oh.
I actually like that. All right.
That's deep.
What color is that shirt? Is that periwinkle? Is that periwinkle, Ian?
Yes, it probably is, or chartreuse blue. I don't know. We all saw the embarrassing display from our Secretary of Defense, air quotes, like a 5th grader telling the rules of a clubhouse in the in a 80s movie. It was just pathetic. So,
Ian,
Rob
you're
said,
never going to be a general. You're never going to be a general, Ian.
I'm never going to be a general like Pete Hegseth. So, I drink enough, but what can I say? So War Comics is where it's at. I hope I don't step on Rob's toes because I know he showed a G.I. Joe on BlueSky earlier, but that's pretty much the only work. Actually, I also have the Nom now that I think about it. But start off with G.I. Joe 21. First appearance of Storm Shadow, signed by Larry Hama. Just a great book. This is issue.
Tacoma, you can't just show that book and think you're not going to get away with one of these.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert.
So I'm pretty sure it's not the first silent issue in comics. I know after this, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have done 2 silent issues. I know there's others, but this is probably the one that gets the most notoriety for being a silent issue. It is Ask Daddy. Yeah, that's me. It is just a really wonderful bit of storytelling. I believe the lore behind it is actually that they didn't get the comic done in time to put the words on the issue or something like that. So they just went ahead and made it into a silent issue, which I always think is funny. Next up, first appearance of the Soft Master and the Hard Master, which did not make me laugh as much when I was a kid as it makes me laugh now. But apparently Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes had 2 like different masters who were brothers or whatever, and they both had different ways of approaching their craft. And so I just remember these issues. I remember Snake Eyes was like in a cabin in the woods, and the rest of the Joes are looking for him, and he's like 6 miles off, and they're with binoculars, and somehow Snake Eyes sees them. And then somebody bad, probably Cobra, blows up his cabin. But of course, because he's a ninja, when he has a cabin in the woods, he has a trap door in the bottom of the cabin to escape. All that sort of stuff. I just absolutely loved this as a kid. I think as a kid growing up in the 80s, we were taught like that, like I believe ninjas were real and they were very mysterious. And of course, your best people in your army would be your ninjas. Just a cover that I particularly like.
Wait. I just want to comment. Those are 2 of my favorite G.I. Joe because I think, and the silent one, because I think Larry Hama did some of the art on it for the silent one.
Yeah. That's why he signed it.
Yeah. But what breaks my heart is he even though I think he was an amazing artist, he figured out he could get more money writing because he could do it faster. So that's why he stopped drawing so much. So it breaks my heart.
There you go. So my obsession and most of the books I'm going to show you are the Ninja Army related ones. So this is just a great Storm Shadow cover from '85 in a newsstand. And then the Snake Eyes Warrior Reborn quadrilogy, 5 issues in a row, 92 through 96, I think, 93. Oh. Always like this cover too, just like the white and dark blue surrounded by the orange. There's 95, and then this Well, maybe I showed you all of them. Anyway, this is the latest issue I have. Rob has 155, which is the last issue, but I absolutely love this one.
Nice.
Cover this Snake Eyes versus Cobra Commander, the battle that you've always wanted. Just looking spectacular there. I mean, freaking Jack Kirby would be happy and proud of that cover right there. So there's my little contribution to War Comics. I think I've already done more for American military than our Secretary of Defense has done. Thank you very much.
Well, you didn't get drunk and start making fun of them after ordering them from around wherever they were serving to fly there to be bitched at.
That sounds
And told
about right.
break the Constitution. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No more women, no more gays, no more blacks. We're going to make our military really pasty and strong.
Like, then we're not going to have a military. It's going to be like 33% of whatever's there, but maybe that's what they want. Just gut everything. We want to keep the money for ourselves so we can buy more yachts. I don't even call it the economy anymore. I just call it pocket change for billionaires for their yacht money.
Yeah.
So who wants to show some books? Tacoma, if you got to go, I understand. Have fun at the dinner party.
In a minute,
Cool.
whenever the wife comes down. I got ready first before this. Let me just grab one more.
And while he's pulling that, here's a little tip for people that aren't aware. If you ever need to get your girlfriend or your wife, if they're busy doing something else and you have a PlayStation controller, just turn it on, because that noise will get them to go, hey, wait, I got to stop them doing whatever they're gonna do, because that's going to take up a lot of time. So all of a sudden, whatever they were doing, they drop everything.
We've got to go apple picking.
So I mentioned I really like this series as a kid. This came out in the
Michael
80s.
Golden.
Like,
So good.
so they went for 72 issues. I think
What?
the 12 issues per year of the 6 years that the Americans were officially involved in Vietnam. And so it's supposed to kind of chronicle the American involvement through the 6 years that we were officially in there. Just a really, really great series. At the time, it was super gritty and realistic. Looking back, it's aged a little bit, but no other war comic really got as down, dirty, and deep as in the in the jungles of Southeast Asia as Nam did up until then.
Who was the writer on Nom?
I forget. It wasn't somebody of great note or that had gone on to do too much else.
Wasn't it Larry Hama?
I
Was
don't
it?
believe so.
I don't think it was, but I could be wrong.
I will
I know
look it
Michael
up.
Golden did all the art at the beginning.
Doug Murray story.
That's
Michael Golden did the art. Yep. And of course, editor-in-chief Jim Shooter.
Ugh.
But yeah, Michael Golden was art, and Doug Murray at least wrote issue 1. I don't know how far into the series he went.
I got to read all the way up through about issue 23 before I had a huge gap. Now I've been filling it in, but the first like 20 issues or so were fantastic. And then it looked like they sort of lost some steam, which is why right around issue 51 or so, they went, bring in the Punisher.
Right.
Oh, did
right.
they?
So they got 2 issues
Yeah.
of Punisher.
Several times towards the end.
But they dealt with drugs. They dealt with soldiers being spat on when they get back from the war. They mixed a lot of that stuff in. So it was really, really well done.
So who wants to go next? Michael? Kevin?
I'll go next. I'll show some of my haul from Toronto. Speaking of billionaires, this little guy, not his fault. He just goes golfing and look, money comes out of the ground. I mean, he just can't help but be rich,
I
guys.
love it.
I would
I'm proud
absolutely
to say
start
I actually
golfing.
wrote a Richie Rich story when Ape Entertainment had the license for a little while. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's
Very
cool.
cool.
I love that. But he was also a scientist. People forget that side of Richie Rich. He wasn't always just making money. He was also exploring the bacterial world. But even there, he found money, guys. That's how chromosomes look to him. Like that's crazy.
Did those have little smiley faces?
Did they?
What was
Smiling
that on there?
faces with a slash.
Yeah, there was a little. I don't know.
I
If somebody
think that
wrote
was
in
a
the
stop
notes.
sign.
Okay,
Like
yeah, they did have little
change-
smiley faces.
Because what was that, 1961 or so?
I don't know.
10 centers. So,
Like
yeah,
like 10 cents. Maybe
was a
that's like a
12
lot of
center.
money. So
These are
change.
12 cents.
This
We're
is
thinking in
wait. This is yeah, no, this is August. It just says August. So this is 84. So this, but he's generous, guys. He's not just a taker, he's a giver. I don't, what is he giving though? Is that Soylent Green? I don't even know what he's
Green
giving,
is
guys.
people. That's exactly what I thought.
It's people,
Oh,
man.
no.
It's the pores. You're eating the pores.
Oh no.
They got Tacoma. He's in Washington, where they're
I-
eating the cats and the dogs, and now they're eating the pores.
I saw someone had a sign at a protest that said they're eating the checks, they're eating the balances. I thought that was great.
Whenever I see a dollar book, I can't pass it up, especially if it's $3. I dug through their bins. Most of their dollar ones were like $10, but this was for some reason $3. No, $2. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. That's fair. And the floating heads, come on. You gotta love the floating heads. So this one, Rob should probably tell the story. So I saw this, and I was looking around for just some nice Metalmen covers, and it was like, oh, this has Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis, and Kevin McGuire. And I thought, oh my God, I love them from the Justice League. So I wanted it, but it was like, is $10 too much? So I looked it up on eBay on my phone, and there was like listed for $80 Canadian, $100 Canadian. So I didn't understand why I was going for so much. So I thought, well, $10 is reasonable. So I got it. But Rob, you want to tell the story, Rob? Rob told me why it was expensive.
All right, so this was something that was reported on by Comic Tom like a long time ago, where he said the whole reason why this one is particularly as expensive as it is because there's like 4,700 some odd that were printed of it, and they wound up trying to recall it because the paper quality was such garbage that if you tried reading it, it was not an easy job because the ink was smudged from page to page. So similar to Marvel comics today, how like that one variant that was the I was going to say Kevin Smith, Alex Ross variants that have been coming out with the white background covers. When you look at that book, you can see right through that cover. Well, the paper quality on this was very similar, and DC did the right thing and recalled it, or at least tried to. Most shops went, oh, we're just going to mark it up now. Some were returned to the sender, and others made it into the hands of Michael over here. And the rest are all on eBay for like $89.
Yeah. I don't know if people are paying that, but that's what it was listed at. This one, not great condition, but it's on my wish list because I really love the cover because I love Ultra Boy. Out of all the Legionnaires, I love Ultra Boy the best. So this is a nice Ultra Boy cover. I've got the first appearance of Ultra Boy behind me somewhere. I don't know if you can see it. Is it too high?
That's right there. I see it. White cover.
Okay. Anyways, where is he gone? Oh, anyways. So yeah, so I love this cover. It's nothing special. Well, I think it's the first time. It's interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to get too much into Ultra Boy, but there was a famous Jim Starlin issue of the Legion, which is one of my favorite all time. So this is the first time he went Renegade, and then Jim Starlin kind of revisited that. I don't know, 100 issues late, like years later, and he went Renegade again. But he did it in Jim Starlin. And I found one other. I paid a little bit too much for this probably, but I've been looking for this for a while. And at least I didn't have to pay shipping since it was in a comic shop. But I really always loved this Neil Adams cover for Green Lantern. So that's why I wanted to get it. But yeah, those were my hauls from the comic shop. I don't usually get to go to Toronto, so I found a really nice comic shop there that has stuff you can actually root around in and find a treasure every now and then. So that was exciting.
You just tell whoever you brought with you, just leave me alone for a couple hours. I'm good. Do whatever you want. Go shopping for some Prada shoes or something. I'm gonna hang out here.
No, it's very true. My friend was visiting somebody somewhere else, and it was like, I'm taking off. I'm going to the comic shop. I don't have to meet him for supper for 3 hours. I'm good.
I mean, that would be something that I think that anybody that is a spouse of a comic collector should kind of appreciate, that we're not buzzing over them 24/7 because we have a hobby. We have something we're into. Sure, it does cost some money, and that could be upwards, including your mortgage payment. But it's a hobby. At least we fuck off for a while, and we're not trying to fuck someone else. So that is the important thing to a significant other when we collect comics. We're wholesome here. We just
I don't do
sometimes
my
use
Warzone comic. I don't have many, so I'll just do some a nice Punisher cover by JRJR. Not so good. I really don't like this cover, to be honest with you. I know it's a little bit of a collector.
It was on the Marvel cards, and my parents got that for me for like what, my 10th or 11th birthday.
Yeah.
And it's still the same price they paid for it, $20.
I think it's Claus Jansen, and Claus was an amazing inker. I just don't like his pens. Like, I just don't. He was so inconsistent as a penciler. I'm sorry. Like, they keep trying to turn him into a penciler, and sorry, Claus.
My best comparison to Klaus, and I love Klaus as an inker as well, and I do think occasionally sometimes his stuff works depending on what the story is, but he reminds me of Tim Burton. Tim Burton, when he writes his own movies, they're not very good. When they're written by someone else, they can win a damn Oscar, like Ed Wood.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, some people are good embellishers as opposed to original. I like this cover as well by Destro. I think this is a Michael Golden cover, but somebody can correct me if I'm totally wrong. I apologize.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
The reason I thought so is because somebody was doing a Michael Golden perspective, comic tropes. If you watch that YouTube video, and I think he had that cover, and I was like, oh, he was using it as an example of Michael Golden. So yeah, if somebody could look it up, it's G.I. Joe 23. Is it a Michael Golden cover? I agree with you. It doesn't really look like one to me either, but that's a Mike Zeck cover. Gotta love his covers
for sure.
And this isn't a special cover, but it's a nice perspective.
That's John Byrne, isn't it?
Yeah, it's John Byrne. Clutch. I think it's Clutch. He visited his hometown again and ended up falling from a plane. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of war comics because I'm Canadian and we don't believe in war. Unless Britain goes to war, then we're it's like it's buddy. You going to war, Britain? We're there, Britain.
Hey man, Canadian troops have performed admirably in innumerable occasions.
Yes, they did. They don't like to take.
The penciler on issue 23 of G.I. Joe is, and I don't know this name, Mike Vosberg.
But who did the cover?
I think that's the cover too, because when I'm looking at CLZ, it's not distinguishing between penciler inker or cover penciler inker. It just shows penciler and inker. So it's maybe one of those times where the interior artist is the same as the cover. I could be wrong. Let us know in the chat if you find out otherwise, because I don't own that issue.
Okay, I'm all done. I'll investigate while you guys are showing your comics.
All right, Kevin.
I got a measly 4 books this week, and 3 of them are upgrades.
All good. I got 1 upgrade this week.
So working on Hawkman. Here's Hawkman number 22. I've got, 6 more to go. I still need like the first 3, and then 7, 8. I think I need 26. It's a 27 issue series. So anytime I get 1 more to check off the box, that's a good thing. And then the rest are all upgrades. I got an upgrade of Tales to Astonish number 85. Cool Hulk cover there. Yeah. And then an upgrade of Tales to Astonish 74, which is a Gene Cola and Namor cover with Krang. Krang. And then an upgrade on Power Warlock number 5, which was the last one of this series that I needed to upgrade. I think it's only 12 issues, something like that. I featured
Power of Warlock
series.
Yeah, what's that?
I think it goes like 15? Because it starts with the issue 9. That's Jim Starlin.
Starlin maybe it is 15. I just did a feature on it in one of my videos. I think I know.
And the funny thing is, the book that you're holding right there is something that Lady Fantastic, who said she was going to be joining a little later, she's just having some dinner, but she sent me that book.
Yeah. And then I only brought one more book out, but since I showed it off in an upcoming video of random slabs from my collection, I'm going to go ahead and show it here. I know. But I do have Sergeant Fury number 1.
So, and a 7.5.
7.5. This series, can I say something about this series? So
Go ahead, because I'm going to have to do something here.
Well, go ahead. Do it.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert.
I would have played that if that was a 1.8 even.
Oh yeah, this book is, and Sergeant Fury is so interesting because number one is so disproportionately expensive compared to every other issue in the entire series.
Well,
You can get number two for like $300.
The I one.
Which issue?
Oh, and the Captain America issue.
Yes. The
You're
Captain
talking
America
about Sergeant 313.
Mhm.
Even that's not that expensive. You can get a nice copy of 13 for,
About
$150.
Yeah.
A nice copy of that. But this one is just in the thousands, especially when you get real high. And then so the price difference between issue one and then the next most expensive one in Sergeant Fury is just gigantic, and you just don't see that in a lot of series very much. So, which is kind of weird. I mean, so Sergeant Fury is not that expensive to complete, other than the first issue, but they're in such poor condition overall. And Rob, you got a lot of war books, and people did not take care of their war books or their romance books, or heaven forbid, my baby, the Westerns. I mean, they're all just birdcage condition. And so finding one in this condition, I was just over the moon, and I didn't overpay for it, which is nice. But it's just hard to find those books in even mid-grade. I mean, VG is kind of the standard for that stuff, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at a particular war book that I won't bring up until next week if I actually do wind up getting it. I know you know what it is, but I'm afraid of saying it live, and I'm sure that people would know what it is if they know me well enough for long enough, because I got a whole bunch of war books a couple years back from Bill in Colorado. Love the man. He got me a great deal and all this stuff, and it got me rolling on war books, because prior to that, I think I had two of them, and they were the same issue. It was The Origin of the Unknown Soldier, because I liked reading them when I was a kid. So I guess I will show the books that I picked up this week, and then we can dive into some of the war stuff. So let me change my camera. I'll switch on over. So these are from I guess I should put on that glove again, but it just gets so hard to wind up picking up some of these books toward the end.
Why are you wearing a glove?
Because I have cuticles that I don't want people to see.
Oh,
I'm not vain. I know.
Veins.
We should just get some rubber gloves then or something. At least those will grip the books.
Or furry gloves.
What?
Just some surgeon gloves, those little blue ones. Those are easy.
Yeah.
That I should look into. Right, I've been using these for making the videos that I do, because since the camera is so close up to this, I don't want them seeing my cuticle beds. I know that's weird, but that's my autistic peccadillo.
Hey, if you dig through comic boxes and you're shifting books and you're bagging and boarding, your cuticles are going to be a wreck. Mine are too. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but yeah, it just happens. It's a byproduct.
Yeah, when you work with Mylar, it's unforgiving, and it tears up the sides of your things if you're doing this enough. And you see this box back here. Right now, I've been putting all of my 1970s from like 73 or so, or 74, when they shrunk the size of the book to the more modern stuff. All the stuff that I had in OPP from the 70s all the way through 1992 were all shriveled. So now I'm putting it in My Light too. So I've been doing that to the entire collection.
Yes, you should.
It's been 2 months now, and I'm almost through all the Marvel. I'm at West Coast Avengers now. Then I need to go through the war books, because I put those at lower priority because I just got those a couple years ago, but I just checked them last night. And I'm like, damn, these things are shriveled as bad as the ones that have been sitting here for a couple years. But again, the shriveled OPP can imprint on the book, and we do not want to have that happen. Hey, My Little Pony figures. We don't judge. Yeah, I don't judge. My last name's Worst. I got some weird kinks, so I do not kink shame, nor do I judge, because my name's Rob Worst. Really, it's Rob fucking Worst, but thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving me the middle name of fucking. So this is the Straight Outta Comics from the Straight Outta Compton album. It's A-Force Volume 2. It was a $10 pickup, and apparently it says it's more on Key Collector and on the guide, but when I put it in CLZ, it's what I paid for it. This was one of the... Yeah, I mean, I had Air Force One, but I didn't have that, and it was cheap enough. So hey, throw it in the stack. This is another one I didn't have. This is the return of Mary Jane after she disappeared for a little while because she didn't want to get involved with anything serious with some weird dude that dresses up in his jammies and goes out at night. Now, you got an upgrade. I got an upgrade. If Lady Fantastic wants, I'll give her my other one. But the other one I had since I was a kid, and this is where I started reading Fantastic Four. So this one is a little better. It's not that much better. But the one I had, the bottom staple was detached from the book. So yeah, I'll take an upgrade. Thank you very much. This is just one that I didn't have. I think it's the first Crimson Dynamo, number 3 or 4 or something.
Isn't that the first appearance of Vanguard?
It could be. No, I don't think so.
I think it is. And it's a John Byrne cover.
You are right. There's the Byrne.
He only did, I think, 2 covers of Iron Man, and that's one of them.
Well, damn, I was going to follow away. Now I have to take a picture for BlueSky, which for folks out there, if you have been following us for any bit of time, I do my top 10 over on BlueSky. And if you put your phone up to the screen right here, I'm just going to leave that up for a minute. But that is where you can link up to my BlueSky right there. And on Sunday mornings, usually late mornings or early afternoons, I post the top 10 there where it's much more in depth, where you can get to see the book, get to realize, hey, maybe I should bookmark this. Maybe I want it later on, but at least it's a little bit more stationary than me waving a book around. Here's another one of these books that was from my shop. And I should probably also put the banner up there if I can, because this guy does do claim sales every Saturday night, but he usually starts at stupid late. How late? Like 11 o'clock at night Eastern. But if you're on the West Coast, he does ship out, and he does some really good prices. You can find him on
Saturday Night Live, Rob.
Oh, hey, be careful, Belushi. That's a real ninja samurai. Samurai is dressed up in regalia, and ninjas look like you and me. They didn't really wear the black with a face cover. I mean, they might have, 1 or 2, but it's kind of like Vikings wearing little horns. A movie did that. Now we think all Vikings did look like that. No, they just like all of us. Here's Silver Surfer Annual number 1. There's nothing particularly key about this, but I had issues 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now it's getting difficult to pick these up. There we go. And I guess you see the book behind it because after it hit the top 20 from the Key Collector, I went, holy shit, I didn't have this cover. I have his first appearance of Web of Spider-Man, but I didn't have his first cover appearance. This is the first cover appearance of Tombstone. They just casted him for the new Spider-Man movie, and it's going to be the same character that plays him in the animated movie. And he looks perfect.
And his daughter is?
His daughter is his daughter will later go on to become Miles Morales' girlfriend, is, I guess, like not Vulture 2. Wait, who are you talking about?
Isn't his daughter the Beetle, the current Beetle?
Yes, who is also dating Miles Morales.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of somebody completely different. That is the Vulture's daughter or granddaughter. I don't know. I feel kind of lost these days.
Isn't Tombstone black in the animated series?
Yes, and he's black here, but he's albino.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he's albino.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
He's a black man, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Didn't know.
And his daughter is the Beetle in the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, which is a series that everyone should read. It's so good. It's so good.
And it all started from a Captain America book where they went back to original numbering. So it was like 633 or something.
Speaking of black.
Speaking of that, here's Black Magic. And, DC needed a MODOK, so here's your MODOK.
I was going to say, it's got the MODOK vibe there.
He's
my
MODOK,
God, I'm
bro.
looking more and more like that every day.
I just call it aging in real time.
Yeah, it's going to be me in like 20 more years. Yeah, get off my lawn, you damn kid. Oh, that's me now.
I think that's all of us, where we just shrink as we get older. But it's Halloween, so you got to get the horror stuff.
Ooh, I love those 100-page guys. I love them.
Now, I'm a war collector, so when you throw Sergeant Rock in a book and I don't have it, and especially if it's Brave and the Bold, where I've been picking up a lot of them lately, still don't have the 28, 29, 30 though.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Eventually. It won't be this year.
That looks sharp.
It does. I mean, I really like the binding's really nice. And he charged me a little bit more for it too, but when I put it in CLZ, it says $9. I paid $22.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You can't trust CLZ on some of that stuff at all.
Yeah, I'd like to say, like, when I go to comic shops, those are all like $20 at least. Like, yeah, every comic shop jacks the price whenever it's the
CLZ is really good on stuff that sells all the time. So where there's a steady stream of sales on books, it's pretty accurate. But stuff that y'all get, the Richie Riches and the Westerns and the war books,
a lot of them don't sell for years and just sit there, but you get it at a shop for $12 or even $80 if it's a really high grade. It just depends on the condition, and if the comic shop has had it long enough, sometimes they just want to move. They just want to move inventory.
And that's why people should still utilize Overstreet on occasion.
Yeah. But it's always fun going to a garage sale and they go, let me see how much this is worth before I sell this to you. And they pull out the price guide and you go, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And it's like a 2012 price guide.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was missing in this issue. Now I'm only missing, I think, 5 more. And I know Tacoma has my back on 3 of them. So glad to get this one. Since I've been picking up some of these just because they were really nice covers and I didn't have them. Yeah, we got ourselves a DC Superstars where later on in this run, they give us Huntress. This is just a cool cover with some of my favorites. No Green Lantern that I can see, though. Damn it. Here's another war book I was missing, GI Combat. Now, this one here is another one of those oversized books. And oversized books, it's just a really good idea to pick them up if they're in decent condition and the price is right, because, yeah, they're not easy. Go ahead, Kev.
Absolutely agree, I said.
And this is just one I was missing. I had the issue before, had the issue after, didn't have this one. And most of these I got from Bill in Colorado. And if you're not following him on BlueSky, I think it's SPY Vinyl. And he has some great stuff.
Is that Kubert?
Kubert, yes.
Kubert.
I keep thinking Kubert, the character from the 80s in the video game. Bought a comic at a yard sale priced using Google Lens. That is...
I don't even know what that is.
I make mistakes when I'm trying to do a search where I accidentally press that and I'm like, no, go away. I'm not trying to buy anything. Daughter is dating Randy Robertson in 616. Yep. They even get married where Tombstone and Robert, the father, has to put aside their differences so that they can work together during the gang war. That was some of the last Spider-Man I was reading before I went, I can't deal with this Paul shit anymore. Ooh, just tap the camera.
Yeah.
I'm having one of them nights today. All right, so getting towards the end of the ones that I just picked up, this is a Mobius book and paid a little bit more for this. It was $20, but if you go to look this up online, people went like crazy money for this. I remember when I could have gotten this for like $1, but it's Mobius, so you pick up Mobius when you see him. He's a lot of these artists that have been around for a really long time. It's not like they're getting any younger, and if you can get to go to a comic book show where they might be appearing, get that signature because some of these people aren't going to be around forever. Last pickup. This, I talked about it last week when I had that first appearance of Barbed Wire. Well, technically, if you want to get down to it, this is the first appearance of Barbed Wire. It's also the first appearance of Ghost and X and everybody from this Dark Horse universe from Comics Greatest World. You got Ghost, all of them. This is about 4 or 5 months before most of those series began, and it's a preview book, but you got them all in here, and if someone's trying to find first appearance of Barbed Wire, it's a $5 book, people. There's also a regular edition, and this is the Platinum edition. This is the one that was sent to retailers, so $10 for this? Yes, please. And those were my back issue pickups. So should
Kevin,
we
while
jump
he's
into
getting his
war?
new ones, do you remember the first comic book you ever bought?
You talking to me or any of
Yeah.
us?
Kevin.
The first I'm sure the first comic that I ever had was a Richie Rich or something similar to that. But the first book that I have like a true memory of buying at the store was Marvel Team Up number 40, which is Spider-Man and the Sons of the Tiger.
Okay.
Just stuck in my head.
Mine was Spidey Super Stories number 6 with the Iceman on the cover.
Nice.
Damn. All right, some of these are real bangers. Some of them are not easy to come by.
That's a big boy stack there.
Oh, I have 3 long boxes of nothing but war comics from like 1940s till Garth Ennis stories. So here goes starting off. This is a prototype of the first appearance of Sergeant Rock about 3 years beforehand. It's just a character that's very much like Sergeant Rock, but they don't call him that. This is the first appearance of Gunner and Sarge. They wind up becoming part of the Losers later on. And the Losers ran for a long period of time, but the series eventually came to an end, and they didn't get a happy ending. They all died.
No.
Crisis, right?
Yeah, just before Crisis and the Losers special, which is coming up soon. This is what we call a Lichtenstollen, because Roy Lichtenstein, that our art teachers growing up back in high school used to love talking about, you would just swipe artwork and went, this is pop art. Yeah, okay, we love it in the art world here. He's a plagiarist. Lichtenstollen.
That's in the Tate Museum in London. I just saw that over the summer.
Huh. I mean, it would still be cool to see it in person, and a lot of his art still goes for just below or just a little over $1 million for a lot of it, but most of them were early 60s. He ushered in the pop art movement, but our arts teachers still called comic books garbage. Oh, what do we have here? Losers lost their book. Crisis story was strong. Yeah. Crisis changed everything. We got to reboot. Everything's changing. This is the first appearance of Lieutenant C. Savage.
Is that Enemy Ace or no?
Nope, that's coming up though.
Okay.
This is just an early Joe Maneely cover. I was talking about this one last week when it comes to the comic code. This was before the comic code, but it still tells us that we abide by the comic code. Let's see if I can get focus.
No non-Americans were killed in this comic.
Conforms to the comic code, and yet this was a year plus before the comic code actually existed, because they wanted to make sure that their books made it to newsstands and didn't get sidetracked by all those horror books with the degenerates and the heads being cut off and the gay Batman sleeping on the couch with Robin.
What?
It looks like racial stereotypes, though.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of that in the 40s.
That was fine at the time. Heaven forbid, blood and guts.
Yeah.
And back then, it's don't show nudity, but it's okay to showing people murdering the hell out of the Japanese because we're at war with them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we interned.
Hips, not nipples.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, we had George Takei's father that was interned in a Japanese prison camp in American soil. That happened here in the United States. So this is another prototype of Sergeant Rock. They even call him The Rock, but it's not Sergeant Rock. This is just they're building their way to trying to have a recurring character, because most of these old war books were done in ones. It wasn't a full story from front cover to back. It was like 3 separate stories. They were very short. And if you didn't like that particular story, wait, because there was another one coming and another. And if you didn't like that issue, get the next issue. It'll probably be better. Most all of them were written by Robert Kanigher, though. He loved writing his war books, but they did put him on Wonder Woman to interesting results. This is the first appearance of the Haunted Tank.
Whoa, that's a beautiful cover. Holy cow.
To me, this is one of, if not my favorite cover of all of the Golden Age and Silver Age war books. Kamikaze pilots taking down a battleship.
Is that the Midway? Is it a depiction of the Midway?
I don't know, honestly. But it's pretty. I love it. And Haunted Tank isn't even on the cover. It's not even solicited as such. It was just another war comic book until people went, hey, this Haunted Tank thing's really cool. Although, looking back today, the Haunted Tank was a Confederate general that was a ghost. Speaking of that, here's the first cover appearance of the Haunted Tank.
Hi, guys. I'm the Haunted Tank.
I'm going to help guide my great-great-grandson to victory because he has the willpower for that. He should probably have a Green Lantern ring.
Was his name Jebediah?
Yes.
Ah!
Jeb Stewart. Now, this is the origin of the Haunted Tank. This is where we find out that Jeb Stewart, the general that's dead, commiserates with Julius Caesar and all the old dead generals that have lived throughout all of history where you should help your grandson. No, he doesn't have the will. And then he finally gets to a point where it looks like there's nothing left and he just goes balls to wall crazy. And then he goes, yeah, you know what? Maybe my grandson does have something. Okay, I'll help him. And here's the first appearance of the Losers.
Boom. That's going to be worth a lot.
It's about 150, 200 now if it's in higher condition. And this one is.
That's a great cover, too. It really is.
Love
floating heads and everything.
I mean, Joe Kubert was just he was so good. So good. You
got Captain Storm, you got Gunner and Sarge, and you have Johnny Cloud. And if those people that don't know who Johnny Cloud is, I only have 3 slabs in my entire collection. What does Mike say here? My earliest comics in grade school were war comics because we loved playing with the plastic army men. Of course, back then, none of us had much money, so we traded comics. So many great Sergeant Rocks. Well, Sergeant Rock is coming up. But first, I got to show you the first appearance of one of these characters.
Johnny Cloud.
Johnny Cloud in a 6.0. I got this from Bill. Eventually,
slabs, Rob. You love your slabs so much.
I hate slabs. I want to crack this open. And today I found a new reason to crack this open because I didn't notice it before. And I think, because what's going on with this, let's see if I can get this. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's like some floating piece of plastic in there.
It's because war is hell. I'm
worried about that. There you go.
The bomb coming.
You can crack a 6.0. I think it'd be all right.
No.
This thing right there is like a little piece of plastic that's just floating around in there.
Yeah.
But
I've cracked a lot of books. Is that a crack on the, or is that part of, no, that's part of
No, that's part of the cover. It's the propeller going around.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
What if that bomb's still active, Rob, and you open it up and it explodes? Good job, Rob.
Well, then I hope it's a quick and painless death and that I will be remembered for like a couple days. And then the news cycle moves on and I get forgotten. So there you go. That's the first appearance of the Losers. Hey, you saw the first appearance of Johnny Cloud. You saw the first appearance of Gunner and Sarge. Here's the first appearance of Captain Storm. He had his own series. It did not last very long.
Not very long, no.
At all.
Wait, did somebody write on the T, or is that part of the cover?
No, like it's a date stamp.
Oh, okay.
I love date stamps.
Me too. It used to be something that was marked off from at CGC, and now they go, you know what is the character of the book? Just like subscription crease. So
Probably that's the word.
So early on, what happened?
Like date stamps or pee stains, all the same thing.
What? I have got to make a new little promo where I just look at the camera like I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, so this is the point where you usually stick your head under the camera and look at us.
I've been hitting my hand. I've been hitting my head. I've been hitting everything on this. I don't want to destroy this camera tonight. There's an earthquake. Oh, no. All right. So this is the first entire book that's dedicated to Sergeant Rock. The issue before, I think, is the first time you have Ice Cream Soldier, which is really cool. Oh, There we go. My wife is an expert at cracking CGC books for me. Maybe we should have you on to show us how to do that. I do watch Fantastic Comics with Yul Carter, who does do his show on Tuesdays around 11 p.m. Eastern. And he does every episode where he cracks a slab. And I got to watch it and do it along with him just so I do it right.
Honestly, Rob, all you need is, if it's one of the older slabs, you can do it with your hands. If it's one of the newer ones, all you need is a flathead screwdriver. It's really easy.
Yeah, if you have a flathead screwdriver and a chainsaw, you're ready to go. You're good.
Right.
Chainsaw. How about some acid from an alien?
That'll work too.
Burn right through the slab, through the book, through the floor.
Sure. Acid from an alien, of course.
Why not, right? All right, this is a classic Jerry Granadetti cover. You look this thing up, and this is not easy to find in decent condition. And even if you do, lower grade is still high and up there, and mid grade is even higher. You do not find many of these in high grade because a lot of them were in the trenches at war in
like that.
These were printed in the 50s and 60s, so it's probably Korea and Vietnam. But this is a classic roster of Easy Company.
Beautiful.
Great cover. Fabulous.
The spine is nice too. Got this from Bill. Gotta thank Bill. Bill in Colorado. SPY vinyl on BlueSky, and maybe even, hey, we got C. Woodard.
You guys are gonna get me to start collecting war comics with all these beautiful covers. These are great.
They're so good. They're so nice.
And I'm only on the first track. So this is the first appearance.
Wildman? What's
this is Wildman and Jackie. And Jackie is the first black soldier that was not a stereotype. Because most of those characters back in the day was given the big inner tube pink lips, and it was insulting. Not as insulting as number 47 did to the generals this week, but it was insulting. Now, a little less insulting. This is when Sergeant Rock becomes General Rock. Generals don't die. They just get made fun of as fatzos and beardos later on by a guy with bone spurs and their general who's an alcoholic that is still drunk most of the time. And here we have the first appearance of who? Who?
The Unknown Soldier.
Think the other side.
The other side. Oh, Enemy Ace. Enemy Ace.
Hey, it's Enemy Ace's first appearance. Yeah. Now, this one's pretty cool. But for people that were reading for long periods of time, they kept going, I love the USS Stevens. I love those backup stories. When do they begin? It begins all here in Sergeant Rock, number 218. Not on the cover, but if you're looking for those really, really good USS Stevens stories, this is where it starts. Now, those go all the way through my Army at War, but most of these big five war books, well, this is coming in the next stack. Hopefully, Lady Fantastic joins.
Hey, Rob, tell me you have this.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, that is in my bookshelf.
So good. So good.
Prestige.
Yeah. It's a George Pratt.
Mine looks like yours. It's still in its original wrapping.
Why?
Nice.
Why are you guys reading it?
Because I can find it online to read.
Oh. It's just a Mylar cover. It's library Mylar.
Gotcha. Mine's still wrapped up because that's how Bill sent it to me, and I didn't want to damage it. So I'd be like, yeah, I'll keep it this way, and I will just read it online so that way I don't damage it. Which is how I read a lot of comics these days.
Such a great story. So
now this is, I was talking about this earlier, the Crisis on Infinite Earths is beginning. There it is. There's the banner. And we got to get rid of some titles to make way for some new titles, and war books aren't selling. Vietnam was a long time ago, but not nearly as long as World War II, which is what all of these are about. So let's just get rid of the war line. I mean, Robert Kanigher is getting up there in age, and nobody wants to read stuff from old people like Jack Kirby. I mean, I still remember growing up in high school going, oh, the guy that draws everything in squares, because I just wanted to be an edgelord and be accepted by anybody that was also a comic fan. So I was shitting on everything. And now I look back going, I was an idiot. This was history. Yeah, it might have been a little blocky, but damn, he could work on like 8 books in the same month and still make his deadline. So here's Losers Special. This is the issue where they just kill them all. Nobody gets a happy ending here.
How'd they die?
They get wiped out.
Oh,
They don't even get to
Can't
make
take
it.
him out?
I honestly can't remember. I read this 2 years ago, but I was reading it just going, damn, this is like reading a comic book version of Star Wars Rogue One. Everyone dies at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, this I was so glad to pick up. Most of all these I had to get on my own because I was a fan of the Battle Nurse. But here we have the first Mademoiselle Marie.
La guerre est hell.
Unfortunately, this didn't sell as well as DC would have hoped. So she only lasted a few issues, and then they went, yeah, let's just turn her into a backup story. There you go. The Shadow Beast killed them from Crisis. Jesus,
that's
I
not a
forgot
fair
about
death.
that. That's probably why I thought that going, this is just odd.
That is odd.
So this is her first appearance, issue number 84. Let's see if we can show that. Even in low grade, you're paying some pretty up there prices for this. But luckily I find people when the stock market is really, really down and someone posts a book for real low, chances are you're not going to have competition. And when I got this book, I did not have competition. And then I picked up a couple of these in trade. Here's her second appearance. And as they go on, if you look at these up on the CGC census, it is a very low census count. Like 9/8 do not exist of this. They don't even have like 30 copies. And when you get below, when you're talking modern books and there's only maybe 100 on the census, that's pretty rare. When you're getting down to like 30, 40, or 20, and that's what these Mademoiselle Marie books are. They are in the 20s and 30s for the entirety of everything that's out there. Just to show you, a lot of these were thrown away. They were used as birdcage lining. This is one of the harder ones to get, but the hardest one of all for me to get was the 89.
That's interesting. 2 of the covers have bullets, kind of the same kind of motif of bullets exploding right in front of her.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. These covers do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
So I thought that I had all of them. And then I go, hey, wait. Yep. See, here's more of the bullets being shot at her.
She likes that.
They're all good, though. They're all good.
And then what winds up happening? She's not selling as much. What should we do? I mean, there's this new character that some of these people. Thanks for showing up, Mike. Enjoy the game. We're going to wrap this up soon, too, anyway. So these are the last few books I'm showing. If you all have some, do show. So after they get to this issue, yep, she was very agile. So now we got to come up with something else. There's this new guy, Sergeant Rock. Let's try putting, I don't know, fucking soldiers and dinosaurs. And this thing sold really well. So she did not make any more of these covers. Now it was all about the dinosaurs. So that's what this jumped into later on. And that thing ran for like another, 50 issues almost from issue 90 on up. Now, after this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Here we have the Unknown Soldier. First full actual appearance of the real Unknown Soldier. And then we have his origin story. This thing here used to be able to be picked up pretty easy between about 25, 30 bucks. It has come up a little bit. And yeah, Devil Dino's father was a DC character. And some of the last books here, this does lead into where James Gunn was headed with his first animated project for DC, which was the Creature Commandos. And I guess if Lady's not showing up, we can't do the twinsies, but we both have some of these books here. at one point, Key Collector app was trying to say this was a prototype of. He was trying to say this was a prototype of the of GI Robot. No, GI Robot. I probably should have pulled it. I didn't. But that thing is. I mean, there were several different versions, but this is not one of them. Here's your first Primate Patrol, Nazi primates. Because I think it was Julie Schwartz that said, if you stick a gorilla on the cover, it'll sell books.
Hey, Mike Mignola would follow suit.
Oh, absolutely. He should have been doing a Primate Patrol. Now, here we have our first appearance of the Creature Commandos, which was a really good series. I enjoyed the hell out of it. The book has come down quite a bit since the show has been on air, but the last episode is now damn near a year old, so you can get these a lot cheaper now. And here is the first appearance of G.I. Robot as they appear on the TV show. He appeared much earlier on. I have the book. I'm forgetting off the top of my head what issue number it is. Otherwise, I would have pulled it. But these are just some of the really big war books. Now, there's one really big war book, and you did not see that tonight because I don't have that yet. Hopefully I will be getting that Sunday night.
Yet.
Oh, I was just showing my Sergeant Fury again. That one, that qualifies.
Oh God, no. I mean,
Isn't
that would probably.
Is that bigger than the one you're going to get?
I think the one he has is more expensive, and people know who that character is more than this other one, even though I've been talking about him all night long. And you notice I don't have that one, but we might be talking about that later. Oh, we got here Cat Punching Hitler. Well, I do not have a Captain America Comics #1. And if I did, that's worth more than this house.
I wish we did.
I mean, I was talking about it earlier with y'all. Even super duper low grade Cap and Namor books from the Golden Age, they start at like $300 and up.
I would love to have a timely Submariner Cap, but I just do not. They're all so expensive.
Yeah. Even the ones that are not keys. If it's a key, oh, good Lord, you're paying thousands, plural. All right, so is there anything that we should promote that's coming up in the next week that y'all want to talk about? Michael, do you have any comedy shows?
No, I've got to focus. I've got to focus on family.
Focus on the family? You didn't join that right-wing rag, did you?
No, a real family.
Oh, actual family, not fakes like them. Gotcha.
No.
Oh, no. You're not fakes. You're totally real human beings that just make up victim bullshit out of nowhere. Kevin, do you have anything that you want to promote?
No, nothing to promote. I'm heading out of town tomorrow, doing some college campus tours for my son. So we're starting that process.
Well, how about don't forget to watch your shorts that you promote daily, and you're doing some longer
Go to
form
my YouTube
content.
channel at KSFPHD. I post videos every day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I post long form videos, and then the rest of the week I post shorts. So something every day.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to drop his YouTube in the chat. So here you go. If you want to go and sub up, I was pointing the wrong way. If you want to subscribe to our buddy here, Kevin, this is where you can do it. Click on that link after the show. Go watch some of his content. It's pretty great. So otherwise,
it's Bush League though, but it's all right. I'm having fun.
Well, you call it Bush League, but if somebody doesn't know your setup and everything, they just look at it and go, "This looks pretty damn good." Like me, I do similar Bush League stuff here, but you just have that way where it's right over the book. There's no reflection of the camera back at it. I'm like, I got to start doing it like how he does.
I just put them on the floor. That's the main thing. I struggle more with the face up videos like these to keep the glare. And you know how it is with Mylar, keeping that glare off. It's hard. So you just got to get the angle just right.
Well, I guess I will throw myself up here and just say, Thank you all for watching so very much. If you haven't done it already, smash that like button. If you're watching live, we thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. If you're a replay viewer and you've watched this far, also thank you. You can watch us as a podcast. Listen in your car as you're driving to work. Just don't keep looking over. You might crash into a tree, and we're not going to be held liable for that. Please don't crash into trees. We have this whole thing that we talk about here. It's rule number 1, and rule number 1 is don't die. That is the most important thing of all. But after smashing that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We do go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to watch our shorts. Also watch Kevin's shorts. I do shorts daily. I usually post them for 6 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, hey, he just subbed. Way to go, Barbarian Kung Fu. That man has been in the community for a really long time. If you haven't watched Barbarian stuff, fantastic. He also sells books, so do check him out as well. Focus on comic collecting and booty. I like booty. This is all booty, unless you're talking about that twerking sort of booty. But if you leave me, if you do die, leave me your books. This is the way it works. People are dying all the time, so just keep a Google alert, for Rob Worst and obituary. Because if I die, it's going to be Heather going, first person to come pick this shit up, it's yours. So, why I live in Miami? I'm not going to tell you where I live, but if you see that notification pop up, just be the first person to show up and just bring up a U-Haul. Maybe 3, 4, 5.
I'll rescue your kitty.
Okay. And someone please take care of my kitties, because they were my girlfriend who passed long ago. Otherwise, new comic shorts, they are posted daily. Do thank you for watching. After this show, you have the low grades. They're probably on right now. They've probably been live for about the last 20, 30 minutes or so. I think tomorrow there's going to be an Astonishing Comics. I don't know if it's a whale auction, but they usually have good stuff, and they take a little while to ship certain people. So just wait for it, but they have some great prices, especially when they do whale auctions. Otherwise, the next show that we're going to be is October the 10th. It's Old Comic Book Day, because if it's not New Comic Book Day, let's face it, it's all Old Comic Book Day. So if you go out there looking for books over the weekend, I left this up in the right-hand corner of my screen. Show me what you got on BlueSky. And if you're not subscribed to BlueSky, make sure that happens. Otherwise, let us know if you have any of the issues that we've shown tonight, and we will be back next week. This was an episode talking about war comics, and yeah, we were making it a little bit political, but hey, war is political because it's always the leaders that aren't doing the fighting. It's, the blue-collar people, the people like you and me that have to be sent out there to go do stuff. And for those soldiers out there, we want to thank you for your service. For the generals out there, I know you don't watch this stuff. Maybe one does. If that, probably not. But if you do, I want to thank you for your service. If you've served before, if you're going to serve, maybe not right now for reasons, but stay safe. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all next week. Love y'all. Bye. Till next.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.